Okay, today I am going to show you my another native terrain dragon deck tech video. I've got two to go here. This one and the last one will be the native terrains for ruins and vines. This is for the two of the basic terrains. Let me just grab the two dragons. River and ocean. So we have Riparian. I have to turn this, otherwise we get glare. So I'm going to try to tip the cards to avoid the glare. And Oceanus. Wonderful thing that Mike Fitzgerald did. He saw that Seaweed is a weak card. Nobody plays it. So he made Oceanus. You can, as a battle action, you can discard a Seaweed card from your hand. Oceanus survives the battle. So yet 4 more cards that you can use to keep Oceanus alive. This guy's going to be really hard to kill in this deck, I hope. We'll see. Hopefully I'll play test it at some point here soon. And Riparian has a very nice ability. Well, yes and no. I guess it's not all that effective. Action, pay 1 gold piece to look at opponent's hand. Opponent must discard all Dwarven armies. This really is a sideboard dragon. If they're playing Dwarven armies, then you bring it in. I think it would have been better if it just said discard a card, but maybe that's too much. I don't know. Not sure why they went with Dwarven armies there, but they did. So that's that. All right, I'm running 51 cards in my treasure hoard. I think 21 cards in my dragon lair. We're going to go with the 4 basic oceans, of course, for Oceanus. So there's your 4 basic oceans. The 4 basic river terrains for Riparian, or Riparian. I don't know how you pronounce it specifically. And then this really nice dual terrain delta. If it applies to the dragon that discovers it, the dragon's owner must discard 1 card at random from their hand. I don't know why they said that. The only one it's not going to apply to is a scout. This applies to every dragon that hits it, unless they were going to make dragons that are immune to dual terrains or something. This is any dragon that hits this, it applies. I'm not quite sure about the wording there, why they did that. And then the rest of the cards are all the same pretty much except for 1. I'll show you here. We're going to run my 3 scouts. Amphiptere, because he's a 0 flying cost scout. Moghur, because he can take out 2 terrains, so killing terrains is important. 1 Delphyne for just a little extra card draw. I could also add a Grendel in this deck for more gold. That's a possibility. Lambton Worm just to get back on battle position. Kane-Kua-Ana to protect your native terrain dragons, helps keep it from dying. Lindwurm, again, I could take this one out, but it buys you a turn, which in this kind of deck is usually helpful. And I'm going to run 1 Wyvern with 4 Wyvern Shadows. If I get all 4 on him, that's a 12 strength flying dragon. So he's kind of his own little, not really native terrain, but I could put this Wyvern and Wyvern Shadows in all of these decks. But I'm going to try it in this deck. We'll see how it goes. All right. 4 copies of each of the following. Seaweed. Now, this is interesting. In my opinion, I'd love to get some feedback for you guys. I think this is a poorly designed card. It should have been free. It should attach to the dragon. It's Seaweed, so you're throwing Seaweed on the dragon. That's how I see it, like thematically. And it should be permanent. It costs a gold, it doesn't attach, and it's a -1 strength modifier for 1 turn. Am I really going to pay 1 gold and a cost of a card for that? That doesn't seem right to me. I think it would be a nice, decent card if it was free and attached and was permanent. At least if it's attached, there's a way to get rid of it too. 4 magnetic fields in every deck I build. And in these decks, again, I could do Meteor Shower, but I could also do Apollo and or Whirlpool. Just go with Meteor Shower. It's a common card. I only have so many Apollos and Whirlpools. I'm going to go with 4 Marduks this time. I've tried different amounts. I don't know really what's best. Because of the discard theme, I'm going to start with 4 Strangle Holds. Might lower that to do something else. My 4 Wyvern Shadows. Cute little card. It's kind of neat. And 4 Knights to cancel the battle. 4 Golden Apples to save the dragon, and 4 Fountains of Youth. Keeps them alive. So that's really 16 effects with Oceanus, because you got the Seaweed. So that's kind of just standard. I probably should run 4, if not 8 interceptors, because I can, if they're coming at the, if they're coming at if they're going to hit a terrain with a scout, or if they're going to have something to deal with my my native terrain dragons, they have to kill this in order for the attack to go through. And saving it with Night, Golden Apple, and Fountain of Youth makes it really hard to do that. So that's a really effective use of interceptors with those cards. I'm going to go with, I'm not running Fields of Gold and Gold Digs, so I'm going to go with 2 Sacrifice. Could go with more. Need something to generate gold in this deck. I'm going to go with 2 Spectral Shift. I could also go with 4 of these. This is how you really fill your discard pile with terrains. It's a great way to do it. And 2 Towns for the same reason. I could go with 4 Towns. So I'm starting with just 2 of each. And then 1 copy of each of the following. I probably need more ways to protect against Dragon Slayers, because I don't want them slaying my native terrain dragons, and Galahad and Jason will slay them. And if anybody's a flyer, I forget if any of these are flyers. Yeah, Riparian's a flyer, so Cadmus would slay him as well. Right now I just have the 1 Kiss. That might change. I could go with 2 Galahads. I'm going to go with 1 Galahad, 1 Jason to start, just giving me 2 other options. I could replace those with like Marina to stop Dragon Slayers. 1 Volcanic Eruption. This is something I'm going to try. I might just switch to Treasure Thief. The reason being, this will take out all my opponent's treasures, but the only treasures I'm using are Fountains of Youth, and they don't stay. Now, if I added things like Gold Market or maybe Treasure Room, since I'm going to be losing battles but keeping them alive, I could generate gold that way as well. So Treasure Fire will get rid of all of theirs. For 1 less gold, Treasure Thief will get rid of all treasures, and that might be better. I'm running my 1 copy of Ishtar. This is the only copy I have of this card, and I probably wouldn't run more than 2 if I had a second one. Bring back your native terrain dragon that they finally found a way to kill, and then you just ruin their day. And I'm trying this out. I don't know if this will work or not, but if you're attacking with your native terrain dragons or your pumped up Wyvern and you're hitting terrains, or you're somehow getting -1 counters on the dragon, I believe this removes all negative modifiers from the dragon because it heals it back to full strength. So if there were 6 terrains on one of my dragons, I think this gets rid of all of them. If there were a whole bunch of -1 counters on them, I think this gets rid of all of them. So in that sense, this could be a really effective card. Now, this is the 51st card in my deck. I don't know. Just something I'm going to try. Curious what you all think of this deck. Curious if you would build it differently. If anybody wants to chat in the comments. We currently have 4 people that play Wyvern now. If you're in Chicago and would like to play with us, leave a comment and we can set something up where we can meet somewhere and talk and get to know each other and maybe play some Wyvern at some point. But that's my deck tech for my Riparian Oceanus Native Terrain Dragon deck tech. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you all later.